Good morning, students. Myself, Madesh. I'm here today to explain about a poem, your first poem, a poison tree in English. So, this poem, what it reveals, what this poem tells. See, students, I think you could see the board which I have drawn the picture on this board. Now, before we get into this poem, we should know that this poem was being written by whom. See students, this poison tree today's topic is being written by William Blake. Now, if you come to page number 114, I hope you all are having textbooks. Please, take your textbooks. Page number 114. Just let us see the lines which are given by about William Blake. If you come to this William Blake person, William Blake, a person one who belonged to pre-romantic period in English literature, even though he did not get his proper schooling, he got an ability to see the world behind of the God, you mean to imagine the physical world. But one thing, what was there? There was a unjust practice on him. You mean he was not treated by the people, or he was not even he was ill treated by the people, he was not accepted by the people, though a person is started to see the world beyond of imagination. That is what today he has become very popular poet. And even this work, if you take which of the poison tree, this poem is being taken from a famous work of William Blake, Songs of Experience. From that work, this poem is being taken. I hope that now what do you mean by this poison tree? You can understand. Poison, what is this poison tree here? This is only poison tree. Now I will explain you the step by step. What is this poison tree? What will be the poison tree? What is actually a poison in this poem? You will be explained. If you come to page number 110. Come to page number, 109. Take your textbook, 109. Keep your pencils ready. Again, I am repeating. I repeat that this poem is being written by William Blake. This work is being taken from, you mean this poem or the extract or what we call this, it is taken from a famous work which was being written by or published or composed by William Blake. Okay. Now if you come to poem, there are 4 stanzas in this which brings a very good meaning and which brings a lot of meaning, and which a small habit which we put up in our practice will bring a big difference in our future, which also help. See, these all the poems are the lessons which all we are having in our textbook, just not only for the moral purpose, but also to cultivate the things or the abilities or which we can put up in our daily practice to get into a very good destination. That is the intention of this. Now, if you come to these students, poison tree, a poem, just I read once a poem. See here, page number 109, first stanza, I read. Keep your pencils ready. Ready? Yes, I am ready. See students, I was here, it is a narrative poem, already I told you. What do you mean by narrative poem? Narrative poem is nothing but a poem which will be written either by the poet or the poetess. Either the poet or poetess directly they speak to the readers. That is called as narrative poem. That already I have told you. You mean as if they convey the message directly to the readers, as if they are the speakers, they convey the message to the public or to the people or to the readers who will read the poem or the book. Okay, so that this is called as, this is said to be as a narrative description poem. So here whenever I refer, I emphasize here, you should imagine, you also should think that William Blake only, you mean I refers to whom? William Blake. Now, I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. I repeat again. I was angry with my friend. I have told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. And I watered it in fierce, night and morning with full of my tears. I surrounded it with my smiles and with soft, deceitful voice. Third stanza. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright. My foe beheld it shine, and he knew it was mine. And into my garden to stole this, when the night had wheeled the pole, in the morning I glad to see my foe outstretched under the tree. You mean beneath the tree. I hope from this only you could understand the poem. Now you come to first stanza, first line, students. Very good. Complete this poem is based on metaphor. You mean, see, this poem we have to imagine directly he has conveyed the message to us what will happen if we maintain the enmity, or if we think only negative about a person, when we keep on thinking about, or when we think only about a man as an enemy. Okay, next. I was angry with my friend. You mean William Blake is speaking here. I was angry with whom? With my friend. I told my wrath. Wrath means, the meanings, you mean new words also I had written. Meanwhile, you could understand this complete picture. I'll tell you later, let you know what this picture is. Okay, say students, I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. Wrath is nothing but angry. You mean anger. I told my wrath did end. You mean I was angry with my friend, but I have expressed that to my friend later on. Then we compromised each other, then that angry had come to end. Okay, now for example, you know very well that you will be doing up in the classroom also. You will be fighting, right? Again, next day you will join, you will become friends. You mean you will express that anger, that what was the reason behind of that fighting, everything you will share each other and you become friends again. That is what he wanted to convey here. When you will be angry with your friend, when you go and express that to your friend, that will come to end. You mean no more anger in your mind. It will come to an end. It doesn't grow. Right? The same stanza, I was angry with my foe. Already I have mentioned here, what do you mean by foe? Foe is nothing but enemy. Okay, now I was angry with my friend. I told it comes to end. It comes to end. Then I was angry with my foe. You mean enemy. I told it not. You mean I have not expressed that to him or her. Then what happened? My wrath did grow. This is only that. You imagine that you are only this. This is only the angry which you are having towards your enemy. You mean that will be in mind, right? Friend will be your, enemy will be you. You mean, if friend in the sense, we will be very close and we will share each and everything. But enemy is not like that. And even that is what, at least we must have one enemy in our life to make us to be very alert. Then only we will be smart, strength and even strong enough to achieve or to reach something, and even we try to do something which they don't do. Okay. Next. He says that only here. See students, I was angry with my friend. I have expressed that to my friend. So my anger had come to end. Then say, meanwhile, I was also angry with my enemy. But I have not expressed that to my enemy, so that what it happened? It grew. This is only poison tree. You mean, you imagine that you are only this. I think you could see this picture, beautiful picture, right? You imagine that you are only this beautiful picture. You imagine yourself. Imagination is more than knowledge. When you imagine this, that you are only this, then you could think that the enmity which it grows in your mind about an enemy. Okay, understand, understand, understand. Then you imagine like that. Finally, I will tell you it is also a tree. That is what poison tree. Now you can understand. See, I have not told my friend, so it grew like anything in my mind. Always I will be thinking only about him whenever I see her or him. Then point number 2, stanza 2. And I watered it in fierce night and morning with my tears, and I sunned it with my smiles and with soft, decideful wiles. You mean, what did I do? I grow a plant with, that is what he had come directly to tell in the second stanza, what is exactly poison tree is. Yo. He says that, see, I grew a plant even day and night by watering it. Even I faced it with the happy smile. You mean they don't show that enmity with every person, particularly with only enemy, correct? So that what happened with others, we will be smiling happily and we will also be happy with others. In the same way, I grew that happily day and night. Finally, what happened? With cunning tricks. With cunning tricks, I grew this tree. Which tree? This tree. Okay? You mean this is the tree actually, but behind of that tree, who is the root cause? You are there. Okay? Then that tree, though you have grown, it is a poison. When it becomes poison, let you know. Then I hope you understood second stanza. Third stanza. And it grew both day and night. What happens? That tree has been grown day and night. Then till it refers to this tree. It bore an apple bright. How? Till where that tree has been grown. The tree has grown till the apple fruit has come in that. You mean till an apple bore in this, that tree has grown like anything, full of bright and extremely bright. Then, and my foe beheld it shine. You mean, my foe means already I told you, foe, enemy. My enemy has seen, beheld means see, saw. See here, beheld means, you underline there, beheld, saw. Okay, then my foe, my enemy, saw it, whom? Apple, when it was very bright. And he knew, whom he refers to here? He refers to whom? Enemy. My enemy saw this bright and shining apple in my tree, in my garden. Then, and he knew, who knew? My enemy knew that apple is mine. Okay, now he had come to know that apple is mine. Next, I think you got third stanza. Fourth stanza. And into my garden, when the night had veiled the pole. You mean, veiled is nothing but covered. You know how the garden will be. Though it has been covered with the pole, at night my enemy planned to enter into my garden to steal the apple. Then in the morning, glad I see, when next day morning I was very happy to see that what? My foe outstretched means passed, underline there, and you write down outstretched, passed beneath means down, under the tree. Next day morning, when I had come to see, I was very happy, very much delighted by seeing that incident. You mean, I have seen my friend dead body under my tree. Which tree? Apple tree. Okay. Then what does this poem tell us? See, students, you mean this tree this is not poison tree. Keep it in mind. Though he had grown an apple tree, so he was not having any good opinion about his enemy, and moreover he was having only enmity about his friend. That is what he was angry with him. He was enemy, and he was actually having cunning plans even towards him, how to defeat him, how to kick him, how to kill him, or how to cheat him. These are the cunning tricks. You mean, first of all, he was not at all having proper good opinion about his enemy. When all these qualities, when you had in your mind about him, though this apple was very good, beautiful, bright, nice to have, it has become poison. Then that poison apple he had eaten, he passed away. You mean what we can understand from this? By chance, if you have not yet grown these all the qualities in your mind about your enemy, by chance, let me tell you, in the place of your enemy, you mean your foe, by chance, if your friend would have come to eat that apple, 100% nothing would have not yet happened to that friend. That is what that poet wanted to tell. You mean the tree was good. It was not poison. Apple also was good. But the way how you have grown in your mind, the qualities or the thoughts about your friend were not good. So those have become poison. Same fruit by chance, if it has been eaten by your friend, he would have not have been died. That is the moral from this. You mean the angry or the bad qualities or the cunning tricks or the jealousy what we will have about our friend in our mind, that only will make even that is only like a poison tree. You mean you imagine you are only these all the qualities you will be having, you will only grow the tree, then your friend will come to have that, he will nothing happens to him. Meanwhile, likewise, same tree has been grown by you with all these cunning plants, then your enemy will come to have that, he passes. That is the poem he gives you. Mean which is poison tree here? This is the poison. Which is poison? Our angry only poison here, which causes destruction to our mind. Okay, which leads always to destruction to our mind. Understand, students? Then I hope you have understood this poem. Again I repeat, see here, a poison tree is a poem which is memorization poem which is being written by William Blake. This poem is being taken from the Songs of Experience, famous work that was also being composed, written, published by William Blake. Then what this poet tell in this? I was angry with my friend. I have expressed to my friend, my anger had come to end. Then again, I was angry with my enemy. I have not yet expressed that to my enemy, though so still it is growing in my mind. Then second stanza, then I have watered a plant day and night. It grew till a apple bore in that. Then it was bright. My enemy knows that it is in my garden, that apple is mine. Then one night he comes and he enters into my garden to steal that bright apple. Then by having that apple, next day morning when I had come to see that, then I could find, you mean my enemy's dead body under the tree. So these qualities should not be inculcated. It causes destruction to our mind. Even angry should not be grown about anyone else. Either he may be a friend or he may be enemy, either he or she, anyone. We should be very kind towards humankind, and we should be very kind to kind, and we should be very happy with everyone. We should not supposed to go to maintain any enmity with anyone else. It causes self-damage, self-injury. That is what the poet conveys. Very good poem, and even see students, very small poem which brings very good message. That is what always I will be telling you, that the poem has to be seen, poem has to be understood, poem has to be read, poem has to be recited through poet eyes or poetess eyes. Then only we can enjoy that poem, we can read that poem, we can understand that poem well. I hope you have understood today's poison tree poem. For more doubts, if you are having any doubts regarding this poem, that will be explained in next class. Before I get into this, before I conclude my poem, I tell you some of the words. Please you underline that. Page number 109, first stanza, wrapped, you mean angry, you write down, second line. Then number 3, third line, first stanza, foe, you write down, enemy, you mean next. Second stanza, you write down, sunned is nothing but faced. Then next one, deceitful wiles. Wiles is nothing but the cunning plans or the tricks which we will have towards our enemy. Deceitful wiles. And you see students, third stanza, beheld. Beheld is there is nothing but saw. It is a past tense of see. See, saw, seen, seeing. Then beneath, outstretched means past. Beneath means down. You mean under. So I hope you have understood this poem and also you have enjoyed. So I ask, request, and also I tell you, I advise you, I command you, I suggest you, I instruct you that to take the message which comes through this poem and to cultivate that and to try to be happy with everyone and to be good with everyone and to be kind with everyone. Thank you one and all.